There are now more than 1 million confirmed cases of coronavirus around the world. 50,000 people have died. 10 million Americans have lost their jobs in 2 weeks as the economy shuts down to slow the spread of coronavirus. As the death toll reaches almost 3,000 in the UK, and after days of criticism, the government announces plans to significantly increase coronavirus testing. Applause rings out from homes across the nation to show the immense gratitude to NHS workers, Britain's carers, and all those helping to keep the country going. The number of confirmed cases now stands at over 1 million. Experts say more than 50,000 people have died, with the number of reported cases doubling in the past week. Italy's death toll has passed 13,000. And Spain's reported over 1,000 deaths in a single day to take its total to 10,000. The United States is the third worst hit country with over 5,000 fatalities. With nearly 250,000 cases in the US, New York has seen over half the country's deaths. Here in the UK, the Health Secretary announced plans to carry out 100,000 tests every day in England by the end of the month. It was also announced that 569 more people have died in the past 24 hours, bringing the total number of confirmed deaths in the UK to 2,921. The US Navy has removed the commander of an aircraft carrier who raised the alarm about an outbreak of the virus on board his ship, the USS Theodore Roosevelt. A Navy statement said relieving Captain Brett Crozier of his post was in the best interests of the Navy and the nation. In a letter that made headlines earlier this week, Captain Crozier appealed for help and said several sailors needed to be quarantined. President Trump has extended until the end of April the time that Russians have off work because of the coronavirus pandemic. Mr. Putin acknowledged the outbreak still hadn't reached its peak, but he didn't announce any new measures such as the lockdowns. Russia has its highest number of deaths caused by Covid-19. The Italians have their singing, and the British, well, they do it with polite applause. For the second week in a row, people across the UK have emerged from their homes to show gratitude to health workers, the people who are saving lives and keeping the country going. David Sillito reports.
Felixstowe, East London, Glasgow, Pontypridd, Leeds. Applause for the carers and also supermarket workers.
This is for delivery drivers, shelf stackers, care workers, childminders, refuse workers, everyone who is helping to keep the show on the road while we stay at home.
Downing Street, Islington, Newham, and everyone with the same message.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is a national thank you. David Sillito, BBC News.
As lockdown measures continue in Egypt, thousands of people there have taken to Twitter to call for palaces belonging to the country's president to be turned into quarantine centres. It follows social media outrage after expats locked down at a 5-star hotel were told they would have to foot the bill themselves. President Sisi reversed that decision on Wednesday. Global oil prices have surged after President Trump said he expected Saudi Arabia and Russia to end a feud that has driven the price of crude to 18-year lows. Mr. Trump said he thought the two countries would agree to cut supply by at least 10 million barrels. NATO has tasked its top military commander with aiding the fight against the invisible enemy of Covid-19 following the alliance's first ever video conference summit. Defence ministers agreed to step up the supply of medical equipment through the NATO's strategic airlift capability. US General Todd Walters is now set to coordinate those efforts, which have already seen supplies brought in from China and South Korea. In a joint declaration, NATO members also agreed to work together to tackle disinformation about the virus. The German Foreign Minister Heiko Maas addressed the issue when asked about the alliance's relationship with China and Russia.